Is it audible, Saket? Can you respond?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you seeing the notepad? Is it
Yes, sir.
visible? Okay. So let us. So last session, I have given one task for you people to perform arithmetic operations on two numbers by reading two numbers from the command line. Isn't it? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So what we have to do? We have to perform arithmetic operations upon two numbers using which concept, guys? Using command line arguments. We have to read two inputs from the command line. Okay, so the inputs which were read from the command line, by using those two inputs, we have to perform arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations has to be performed upon the two numbers which were read from the command line. Using command line arguments, we have to perform arithmetic operations. Okay, so when you are dealing with the concept of command line arguments, so all the command line arguments are stored into a variable called as argv. Argv is what? It's a predefined variable defined inside of sys module. So that particular argv variable is having what? It is having all the command line arguments. The command line arguments are stored into which variable? They are stored into argv variable. So where is argv variable available? Argv is defined inside of system sys module. So sys is what? It is a module name. Okay, it is a kind of library. Okay, so when some code is already existing in the form of libraries, what we people are doing? We people are consuming the existing code with the help of what? Importing them into our code. So when it is C sort of programming language, there we have seen hash include sort of statement. For consuming the existing code from the predefined libraries, we have used what? Hash include. But in case of Python programming language, what we are using? Are we using hash include? Hello?
No, sir.
Here we are
No,
using
sir.
what? Import statement. Import keyword has to be used. Are you seeing the notepad? So here I am writing import space. What's the module name?
Sys.
Sys is the module name. Sys stands for system. SYS stands for what?
System.
So use system module SYS. Import space the module name. Then print to display something onto the user screen. So as I want to display the command line arguments over the user screen, over the output screen. So I am writing what? argv. So directly if I am writing argv, it won't be accessed. Argv variable is not available inside of our code. So where it is defined? It is defined inside of sys module. So first of all, you have to specify what? Sys module. Module name followed by dot operator. Like argv variable, we can have functions, we can have classes. Different concepts can be seen as part of the module. So those all things can be considered as what? The members of the module. So first of all, you have to mention what? The name of the module. Module name has to be specified. Module name followed by dot operator followed by what? The member which we want to access from the module. So as argv is what? It is a variable defined inside of sys module. So to access argv, first of all, we are mentioning what? Module name. As module name is sys is mentioned here, followed by dot operator, followed by what? The member which we want to access. As a argv has to be accessed here. Here I am writing argv. So file has to be saved. Save as. I'm saving into F drive, CSCC, not CSCC. So here I'm saving into Python programs. Saving the programs into Python programs. So here it is. Python programs folder is available. I'm saving into Python programs. You give the name. Mention the name. So here I'm giving command line arguments example 3.py. Command line arguments example 3.py. Then how to run the program? Can I execute it from the command from the notepad editor? Hello, please respond, guys. Can we execute
No,
the program
sir.
from the notepad? No, it is not
No,
possible.
sir.
So we have seen two kind of approaches. By using IDs, we have executed the program. But if you get a requirement of executing the program from the command line user interfaces, so command line user interfaces, so that command line user interfaces will have what? Will have the environment where user is working upon, where user is working in that kind of environments with the help of what? Commands. To perform a kind of task upon such kind of environments, programmer or the user is using commands. Just give me a second. Hello, is it audible, guys?
Yes, sir.
So what we are discussing about? Command line user
Command line.
interfaces, right? So when you are working with command line user interfaces, there the user interface will not have graphical components. So graphical components in the sense graphical objects will not be available, like menus, like text boxes, text areas, buttons, scroll bars, menu bars, menus. So this kind of graphical objects will not be available as part of those kind of interfaces. So those kind of interfaces are considered as what? CUI based interfaces. So if you get that kind of environment, so if you are working in such kind of environment, so how Python programs are executed? So there we are using what? Commands for fulfilling any kind of task upon the computer. To perform any kind of task in such kind of environments, user is giving what? User is issuing a command. So by using commands, user is working upon the computer. So when you are working in Windows 10 sort of environment, so when you need CUI sort of environment, what you people are doing? You have to open the command prompt, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So what you people need? You people need command prompt. So open the command prompt window. So are you seeing the command prompt window?
Yes, sir.
Black screen. Is it visible to you or not?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
So are
Yes,
we
sir.
seeing graphical components here in this particular black
No,
window,
sir.
black screen?
Yes, sir.
No,
So we
sir.
don't see. So don't consider this scroll bar and this buttons and all. Okay, you consider only this black screen. So on this, what we can do? So we can work with the help of commands. Let us suppose if I want to clear the contents of this particular screen, what I can do? Simply I can issue a command called as CLS. So what happened here? It has cleared the screen. Okay. So let us suppose if I want to display the files and directories available in this particular path, simply I can issue dir command. So dir is what? It is a command. Okay. So this part, this is called as command line. From here, if I want to give inputs, from here, if I want to read inputs into the program, so concept used by the programmer is what? Command line arguments. Programmer has to go for the concept of what? Command line arguments. So it is one way for reading input from the user. So from where he is reading, from where she is reading, from the command line. Okay. So in which situation you people are going with the concept of command line arguments? So when you get this kind of environment, okay. So what's the environment? CUI environment. When you are working in CUI environment, so there you people are working with the help of commands. Okay. So at command line, if you want to read the inputs, what's the concept used by the programmer for reading inputs into the program? You people are using command line arguments. Okay. So when you are working, when you are executing the programs with the help of this kind of environment, so you people are using commands. So to execute Python program, we people are using py command. What's the command used by the Python programmer? Py is the command. Okay. So where I have stored, program is stored into Python programs folder in F drive. So F drive is available, but is it the required folder? Please respond. Right now we are in CSCC Python programs. So where is the code available? Please respond, guys. Where I have stored? I have stored the Python program inside of what? Python programs, not in CSCC Python programs. So go to that path. So you give cd dot dot. What happened here? It came to F drive. Now you move into Python programs folder. So Python programs and press enter, and then you give dir command. So here you can find what all the list of files and directories available in the Python programs folder. So what's the program name? Command line arguments example3.py. It's a program or not?
Yes,
Just
sir.
now we have written the logic or not? So it is written inside of command line arguments example3.py or not? So to execute this particular program, py command has to be used. Py followed by command line.
Sir, what is PV?
P. What is? Hello. So if you are having doubts, you can ask me. Don't hesitate. Can you speak louder? Hello. Can you speak louder? Py is what? Here py is representing the command. Like how dir is a command. So py is also considered as what? Command. Okay. So py followed by, I'm giving what? Command line arguments example3.py. Okay. So after the command, whatever we are mentioning, these values are considered as the arguments. What kind of arguments? They are considered as command line arguments other than the command. So py is considered as the command. So what about this one? So we are supplying input for this py command or not? So what we are passing? The first argument passed in the form of what? Passed in the form of name of the Python code. What's the name of the Python code? So file name is what? Command line arguments example3.py. So this particular file name is given as input. So this one is considered as what? This value is considered as the argument. Okay. So if I'm giving space here, after space, if I'm specifying one more value, I'm giving 10. After that, I'm giving space. At least one space has to be given to specify an argument in the command line. So give one space at least. So I'm giving 20. Now, if you see here, how many number of arguments are available here? This is called as command line. This is called as command line. At the command line, so this py is considered as the command. Other than py, whatever values are available, which are separated by spaces, so those all values are treated as what? Those values are treated as the command line arguments. So the first argument available in the form of what? File name. Then second value is what? Second command line argument. 10 is considered as the second command line argument. This 20 is considered as what? Third command line argument. Now the values which is supplied by the user here at the command line, those values has to be read into the program. Those values has to be read into the program. So how it can be done? So if you see that this command line arguments are stored into which variable, guys? Please respond. ARGV variable. Where is ARGV available? ARGV is available inside of SYS module. Okay, SYS module is there. So in SYS module, ARGV variable is available. In ARGV variable, this list of values are available. So these command line arguments are stored into which variable? They are stored into which variable? ARGV variable. Now, if you consider the data type of this particular ARGV variable, it is assigned with a list data type. So how these values are stored? These values, these are command line arguments, are stored into the list object. What's the list object available here? ARGV into ARGV variable. These all command line arguments are stored. So if you look into the data type of this particular ARGV variable, it displays in the form of what? List. So if you are having any kind of doubts, you go to the code window and you can print the ARGV. It shows the data item. So what does ARGV consist of? ARGV consists of all the command line arguments or not? Hello, does it stores all the command line arguments or not?
Yes, sir.
You go to the code window. Sorry, go to the code. So is it visible? Code.
Yes, sir.
Now sys.argv, right? So command line arguments, you press enter. Okay. See here, what it is showing? What it is showing? Are you seeing the command prompt? Hello? Hello, please respond, guys. Hello?
Yes, sir.
So what it has displayed? Displayed the command line arguments. So where it is stored? It is stored in the argv variable. See the code? So sys.argv. So it is the result of this particular statement. So it is the result of this particular print statement, sys.argv. What it has displayed? It has displayed all the command line arguments available in the argv variable. Okay. So if you are having doubts regarding the data type assigned to argv variable, you go to the code window and you can type, you can get the type with the help of which function? Data type can be retrieved with the help of which function?
Type function.
Type function. So I will use print of, sorry. Can anyone tell me the logic? Type of
ARG.
directly argv should not be given. Sys
Dot ARG.
dot argv. This is the code. So you save the code and run the program. Okay. So go to the command prompt and you run the program. So here I have given what? Are you seeing the command prompt?
Yes, sir.
So what I have given? Py command. To execute the program, py command should be given. How Python programs are executed in command prompt? By using which command we are executing the program?
PY.
Py followed by what? Here I am giving the arguments. So the first argument in the form of the name of the Python program. So command line arguments example3.py. And then I have given 10 and 20. So the first argument is considered as command line arguments example3.py. 10 is considered as the second argument. 20 is considered as the third argument. Okay. These are stored into which variable? argv variable of sys module. Okay. So let us execute the program. See here. So it is displaying the content of argv. So square braces. So square braces represents what? Represents
List.
which kind of object in Python?
List.
List object, right? So list object having command line arguments example3.py 10 and 20. So each and every argument is stored in the form of what? String. So these are all values. So which are considered as the command line arguments, which are stored in the list object. Each value, the data item, which is part of this particular list, is available in the form of what? String. See here, single quotes, 10 single quotes, 20 single quotes. All of them are represented in single quotes. So when I am representing the data item in the form of single quotes, so that value is considered as what? Can I consider it as a number? Of course, 10 is a number, but when I'm integrating within the single quotes, that value will be treated in the form of what? String. So can I perform any kind of arithmetic operations over the strings? Please respond. We can't perform arithmetic operations. What we have to do, the string type of value has to be converted into
Integer.
integer. So go to the code window. Go to the code window. So here, I need 10 and 20, right? Please respond. I need two numbers or not?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
I need two numbers. So the 10 argument, the 10 value is available in the argv variable. So to access an element of the list, can I go with the concept of index? Hello. Please respond, guys. Print of argv of 0. So what it displays? sys dot argv of 0. What it displays? Which element is accessed from the list? argv of 0 to access the first element part of the list. Every element which is part of the sequence is associated with what? Index or not? So list object is associated with the indexes or not? So first element is having what index? 0. 0 is the associated index, isn't it? Please respond, guys.
Yes, sir.
Go to the command prompt. So here we have displayed the list, right? So command line arguments, example, the 3.py, 10 and 20 are the elements. First element is command line arguments, example 3.py. Second element is 10. Third element is 20. So the first element is associated with which index? 0. Second element is associated with what? 1. Third element is associated with which index? 2. So if I want to access 10 element from this particular list, so what will be the index?
1, sir.
1. So if I want to access 20 element from this particular list, so what's the index?
2, sir.
RB of
2
0.
is the associated index. Now I want to access this 10 and 20 from the command line arguments. Okay. So what do I need? sys.argv of 1. I'm printing the arguments. So which part I'm displaying? I'm displaying the numbers. Okay. Print of sys.argv of 2. When I'm considering like this, what happens here? What it will display? Can anyone
10
guess
and
what will
20.
be the output? What will
10
be the
and 20.
output?
10 and 20.
So if I'm giving like this, so output is 10 and 20. Now, what I have to do? I have to perform arithmetic operation on these two numbers. So to do that, these values are available in which format? In argv of 1 and argv of 2, the values are stored in which format? Are they available in integer format? Please respond, guys. Please respond. Are you following or not? Please. Please respond. Please respond. Are you following? Please give me
Yes,
some
sir.
response, guys. So the value is available within argv of 1. Okay. Now this value is stored in the form of which format? String format, right? So can I perform arithmetic operations on strings? No.
No,
It is
sir.
not possible. So what we have to do? We have to use typecasting function for converting the string type of value into the integer data type. So int typecasting function is used. So after converting into int, I'm storing into a variable like x. Okay. Then even the second value has to be converted into what? It has to be converted into
Integer.
integer data type. So I'm converting into integer data type. After converting into the integer data type, this value has to be stored into one variable. I'm storing into y variable. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then I'm performing arithmetic operations. So arithmetic operations can be performed. All addition, subtraction, multiplication operations has to be performed. So here I'm writing print of what? So here I'm giving the sum is, or you can write sum of comma x comma and comma y comma is colon comma. Here I can mention what? X plus y. Is it clear? Hello, are you following the syntax?
Yes, sir.
Next, print the difference of comma x comma and comma, sorry, and is what? It is a message, right? So it should be integrated within the double quotes, comma, X and Y, comma. Is a message, right? So it has to be integrated inside of what? Double quotes. Then, comma. What we have to specify?
X minus Y.
minus Y.
Minus 5. Okay. Similarly, we can write what? Print the multiplication of comma X comma and comma Y comma is, or product of X and Y. You can write, you can give some meaningful information. So product of okay, product of X and Y is, comma, what we have to specify? X into Y. So you save the code, save as, I'm saving in Python programs folder, guys. So command line example 4. What it is doing? It is performing arith operations. Arith operations dot py. Or simply I will give the name of the program as arith operations dot py. Arith operations dot py is the name of the program. You save the code, it is stored into F drive Python programs folder. So how we are executing the program? Please respond. Hello. We are executing the program with the help of command prompt or not? So we are executing the program in command mode. So what's the command? Py.
PY.
CLS. So py space. What's the name of the program? Arith operations dot py space 10 space 20. Okay, see here. So I have displayed what? The content of this argv variable. So when I'm showing the content of argv, what it displays? All the command line arguments are displayed. So how many number of command line arguments are available here? Can anyone respond? This is the command line, right? This is the command line. In this command line, PV is the command. So other values which are part of this command line are considered as what? Command line arguments. So this arith operations.py is the first command line argument. Then is the second command line argument. 20 is the third command line argument. Then I'm displaying the type of what? Data type of this particular argv variable. So argv is assigned which data type? List. Okay. Is it a list object or not? So it is a list object. So I'm showing you the practically. So what sort of data type is assigned to the argv variable? Okay. Then sum of 10 and 20 is what? 30. Is it the correct output? 10
Yes,
plus
sir.
20 is what? Hello. Difference of 10 and 20 is what? 10 minus 20 is what?
Minus 10.
Minus 10. 10 into 20 is what? 200. Even you can perform what? Division operation upon the numbers. So this is an approach. So command line arguments. So it is an example which we can discuss under input statement. So it's one kind of concept using which we can read inputs from the end user dynamically. So here also we are reading the inputs dynamically, right? So the moment when you issue the command, at that instance itself, we are providing the inputs. So to read such kind of inputs from the command line, we people are going with the concept of what? Command line arguments. So it's one approach to read inputs. Okay, so to read inputs from the user, it is one approach. Like how we are reading the inputs with the help of input function. So same way we are reading the inputs, isn't it? Hello, are you following, guys? Please respond. So if you are having any kind of doubts, you can ask me, or else I will move with the next topic. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So this is something about what? Command line arguments. It's the second unit topic. Okay, so built-in functions. So we have discussed about print function, type function, ID function, eval function. All those are what? Those are called as what? Built-in functions. They are called as what? Built-in functions. They are part of the second unit, guys. So in second unit, what's the first topic? Built-in functions. So we have discussed few built-in functions available in Python programming language, like print function. We have discussed about input function. We discussed about ID function. We discussed about what? We discussed about which function, guys? Eval function. All these are what? These are the predefined functions, built-in functions, built-in functions, built-in functions. Please remember the term called as built-in functions. Okay. So we discussed about which concept, guys? Command line arguments. So this command line arguments is the topic available in the second unit of your curriculum. Okay. Is it clear? Is the topic clear, guys? Please respond. Array.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let us go to the notepad editor. Okay. So we haven't discussed about the collection related data type called as frozen set. Is the notepad editor visible to you?
Yes, sir.
So what is visible? Frozen set. So frozen set is what? It is also one type of collection related data type. It is also one type of sequence data type available in the Python programming language. So what's the difference between set and frozen set? So if you consider set is one type of sequence data type. So which is worked upon the data elements which do not bother about what? Order. So if order is not needed, order of the elements is not needed. If you want to deal with heterogeneous kind of objects, you can go with the concept of what? Set object, isn't it? But when the requirement is, the object, if you are considering the object like set object, the content of set object is modifiable or not? Please respond. Can we make modifications in the object of set? Hello. Have we discussed about set concept, guys? We discussed about set concept, isn't it? How set is represented? Set is represented in this particular format. Okay. So S equal to flare braces. Within the flare braces, I'm mentioning the data items like 1, 2, 50, 100. So how many number of data items are mentioned as part of this set, guys? How many are mentioned here? 4 number of items are mentioned. 4 number of items are mentioned. Set is what? It is a mutable object. So when I'm saying it as mutable object, content of the object, if content of the object is modifiable, then object is considered as a mutable object. So if you want to go with immutable object, so related to the set concept, you have to go with the concept of what? Frozen set. So what it is? It is an extension to set concept. So what's the difference between set and frozen set? Set and frozen set. Set is a mutable object, but whereas frozen set, it is an immutable object. So how to create an immutable object with the help of set? So for that, we are provided with a function called as frozen set. Okay. So first of all, we have to consider a set. So set is given as like this: S equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm giving a set S equal to 10, 20, 30, 50. So what's the data type of S? What's the data type of S?
Set.
Set. So set is a mutable object or not?
Yes, sir.
So when it is a mutable object, what's my requirement? I need immutable. The content of this particular set should not be modifiable. So to make it possible, we are going with the concept of frozen set. So to create frozen set, we are using a function called as frozen set. Frozen set of what? What we are passing here?
Set.
We are passing set to the frozen set function such that set is converted into what type? Frozen set. So data type of this particular F is what? What's the data type of FS now?
Frozen set.
Frozen set. So print the type of FS. So what it displays? Frozen set data type will be displayed. Now frozen set, when you are considering frozen set object, can we modify the content of frozen set object?
No, sir.
No. Why it is not possible? Because frozen set is what kind of object? Immutable object or mutable object?
Immutable.
Immutable object. Now let us see. So we will verify whether we can add a new element into this set or not. So to add a new element into the set, add function has to be used. Now fs dot add. When I'm writing this kind of statement inside of the logic, when it is executed, what it shows?
Error.
What it leads to? Attribute error. Reason? We cannot modify the content of frozen set object. Let us suppose if I want to remove this particular 20 element from the frozen set object. Okay. So can I remove it from the frozen set object? So fs dot remove of 50. Here I want to remove 50 element. Okay. Can I remove it from the fs element, from the fs object? No, it is not possible. Because content cannot be modifiable. So this is something about what? Frozen set. Frozen set. So are you seeing the picture, manager?
Yes, sir.
So here I'm showing you the differences between the tuple and frozen set. So if you consider a tuple, tuple is having the characteristic of order preservancy. So order is preserved. What about frozen set? So here we are not bothering about the order of the element stored in the object. If you consider tuple, duplicates are allowed. So we can write multiple number of elements having the same value. But when it is the concept of frozen set or set concept, duplicates are not allowed. Can we mention multiple number of elements in the set having same value? Hello? Please respond, guys.
No, sir.
So frozen set will not allow duplicate values. So when it is considered, so when we consider the tuple concept, indexing and slicing is available. So when it supports the concept of indexing, obviously it supports the concept of slicing. So indexing and slicing concept is applicable over the tuple and list object. But whereas if you go for set and frozen set, indexing and slicing are not applicable. Please remember these points. So can we go with the concept of indexing over the frozen set or set? Is it possible? Please respond. It is not possible. So we cannot apply indexing and slicing concept upon the frozen set. So if you are having any kind of doubts, you can ask me or else you can leave the session. నాకు రెస్పాన్స్ అనేది ఇవ్వండి అమ్మా, అర్థం కాకపోతే నిర్మోహమాటంగా అడగండి. అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? రెస్పాన్స్ ఇవ్వండి అమ్మా ప్లీజ్.
Yes, sir.
ఏంటమ్మా అర్థమవుతుందా అమ్మా? అర్థమవుతుందని రెస్పాన్స్ ఇవ్వండి అమ్మా. మొహమాటమే లేదు, నేర్చుకోవడానికి మొహమాటం పనికిరాదమ్మా. అర్థం కాకపోతే అడగండి. ఒకటికి 10 సార్లు చెప్తాను, కానీ నా ఎనర్జీని మాత్రం వేస్ట్ చేయమాకండమ్మా. ఏదో నేనేంటి పనికి మళ్ళీ మార్క్స్ కోసమో అటెండెన్స్ కోసమో నేను క్లాసెస్ అనేవి కండక్ట్ చేయట్లేదు. అర్థం కాకపోతే అడగండి, ఒకటికి 10 సార్లు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. అర్థమవుతుందా అమ్మా? కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏమన్నా డౌట్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటే అడగండి, లేకపోతే లెఫ్ట్ అవ్వండి అమ్మా. మీకు ఇవాళ ఎక్స్ట్రా సెషన్ అనేది ఉండదు. ఆల్టర్నేట్ డేస్ లో మాత్రమే ఎక్స్ట్రా సెషన్స్ కండక్ట్ చేస్తాను. వెనస్డే, ఫ్రైడే, మండే, వెనస్డే, ఫ్రైడే, సాటర్డే అని మాత్రం మీకు ఎక్స్ట్రా సెషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఏ టైంకి ఉంటుందమ్మా? 2:45 PM కు ఉంటుంది. ఎవరన్నా ఎక్స్ట్రా సెషన్స్ 2:45 టైం, ఆ టైంలో 40 minutes నేను తీసుకుంటాను. 40 minutes to 1 hour నేను తీసుకుంటాను. ఎవరన్నా తీసుకుంటున్నా కానీ వద్దని చెప్పండి అమ్మా. వింటున్నారమ్మా? ఏ డేస్ ఉంటాయమ్మా ఎక్స్ట్రా సెషన్స్?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
ఏ టైం కమ్మా? ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ సెషన్ 2:45. ఈ 3 days మాత్రం ఖచ్చితంగా ఎక్స్ట్రా సెషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే ఓకే అమ్మా. సో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి అమ్మా. నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్. సో ఇంకొక టాపిక్ ఉందమ్మా దీంట్లో, కలెక్షన్ రిలేటెడ్ డేటా టైప్స్ లో డిక్షనరీ అనే డేటా టైప్ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేయాలి. అది నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్ లో డిస్కస్ చేస్తాను. ఓకేనమ్మా? సో దాంతో కంప్లీట్ గా ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ అయిపోతుందమ్మా. సో నేను ఇప్పుడు ప్రెసెంట్ సెకండ్ యూనిట్ లో ఉన్నాను. సెకండ్ యూనిట్ లో ఏ టాపిక్ చెప్పానమ్మా? బిల్ట్ ఇన్ ఫంక్షన్స్ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాను. తర్వాత కమాండ్ లైన్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ అనేది ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్. సెకండ్ యూనిట్ లో ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ లో ఒక టాపిక్ ఏంటి అని అంటే కమాండ్ లైన్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్. ఆ కమాండ్ లైన్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేశాను. ఓకే, సో వి వర్ ఇన్ ఇన్పుట్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్. We were discussing about input statements. So command line arguments comes into the category of what? Input statements or output statements?
Input statements.
Input statements. Please remember. So if you are having any kind of doubts, you can ask me or else you can leave the session. So we will discuss in the next session if you are not having any kind of doubts. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Amma. See you in the next session.